And guess what? I did all that time. I came out and I rewarded myself. I shot a bag of heroin. So just up to some recent years ago, I stopped. I wasted my whole life and ruined my family. Mr. Gorman said, the officer said to you today, when you get entangled with this, you're not the only one that's going to suffer. Your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your fathers, everybody's heart breaks. It's a terrible thing. So I hope, it's my deepest prayer, that each and every one of you, girls and guys, will look at me, an old man, threw my whole life away. I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm here. And I believe I'm here for a reason. That's to talk to everybody in this room. And I beg you with every ounce of energy in my body, take this shit serious because it is very, very serious. There's nobody in here exempt from being caught in a terrible thing. And what my biggest fear today is I work to get people in programs off the street. Most of the ones I deal with are from Gloucester, but they're in Camden. Selling their bodies, stealing, panhandling. I've been to 4 funerals in 2 months. 3 of the funerals, I won't say names, went to the school, sat right in this room like you're doing today. Okay? It's a sad thing to look in the casket of a young man or a young woman. And I'll give you a quick story. A week ago, so I go to a couple of programs in the Camden where the problems really is. And I work the streets there, trying to help people. A young man that went to school here, died last week. I pulled into New Visions. It's a shelter where addicts go to eat breakfast, lunch, get showers because they're homeless. They're caught in a web that they can't get out of. And that's why I say, if you know anybody, you give them your love. Love your family, sisters and brothers, and you never give up. A young man came up to me, and I know him well. Was in prison with him. Was in prison with his father. I saw him, he looked great, weight was up. I said, what are you doing in Camden? Well, I just got out of jail 5 days ago, he said. What are you doing in Camden? He's from Gloucester. I'm homeless. He wasn't strung out, not yet, but he was in Camden, he was already using drugs. He had tears in his eyes. He said, George, can you help me, man? I have no place to go. So I was with a young lady taking her to a program. I couldn't put him in my car. This was on a Wednesday. So I told him, meet me here tomorrow at 11:30. I'll get you out of Camden in a halfway house. I went back the next day at 11 o'clock. I waited till 12:30. He didn't show. On my way home, I get a phone call. 6 hours after I left him that Wednesday, he overdosed under a bridge in Camden and died. A young man, 32 years old. It's tearing my heart up. I don't want to see it. The drug problem we have right now is not going to go away. We can make a difference. I formed a foundation called We Can. You can't, I can't, but we can make a difference if we all work together, encourage each other. I'm not going to give you a whole lot of my life's testimony. Danny told you some horrible stuff. I did all that. But I wasted 22 years in prison, raised my children from prison, was never a good father until 15, 20 years ago. They're grown. So I missed the time with my sons that was most important. and they're good kids. I'm blessed because they never did drugs. They looked at my life, their mother's life, and they went the opposite way. Thank God. But that doesn't happen for everybody, so any one of you children get caught out there, most likely, if you stray with the drugs that are out there now, it's not heroin, it's oxycodone, it's poison. One thing, they're bringing them back with this thing called Narcan, and it's a good thing to save a life. But my word to you is, don't get out there. Somebody offers you a drug, don't conversate, walk away. You wouldn't be a snitch, you wouldn't be a rat or a turncoat to go to Ms. Kitchener, Mr. Gorman, your officers. You see some activity like that, turn him in. You save a life. This is about staying alive. All you children right here today, I encourage you not only to stay here and graduate, we're all going to go out into life. Don't get caught in the wet. So again, I'm going to tell you, please, I'm not going to tell you horror stories about my life because I would just be scaring you of some of the things that I've been through. I'm just going to tell you 45 years of my life was zapped away. And I sat right here, but back there, hiding, not listening. And there was a stage full of inmates here. They brought them in. I didn't hear a word they said. I became one of them for 22 years of my life. So, every word from everyone you hear speak today. This will be the best education you'll receive today in this high school. Because this is the message that's going to encourage you to continue doing good in school. Whatever your careers may be, work for that. Stay together, share love. Don't let anybody pull you away. And I know a lot of you with single parents. I went to school with a lot of your parents or grandparents. I'm sure I did, without a doubt. A lot of them used drugs back in the day. There's a lot of good people who sat in these very same seats that you're sitting in, but they were old wooden seats when I was here, that are gone because of the drugs. Gloucester City Police have a tough job to keep your streets safe, and you don't even realize it. Could be your neighbor, the guy across the street, or somebody coming out of Camden trying to snatch you up. My thing when I was young, when I started, actually I was 14 years old when my first shot of heroin, 14 years old. Quit school with an addiction. I would have to say a lot of it was peer pressure. And as students, probably a lot of you experience peer pressure, acceptance. I want to be accepted. I want to be a part of something. It's not a question, it's a statement, because I know it's a fact. It got me. I wanted to be with the big guys, the older guys. I wanted to be cool. I watched 3 good friends who were older than me, came out of the Vietnam War, all are dead now because of drugs. Way back. I watched them use a needle, shoot drugs every day for 6 months. Finally one day, because every day they'd say, try it, try it. I closed my eyes, put my arm out, and one of my friends who's no longer here shot me up with heroin, and I never looked back, basically for 45 years. I didn't want to be a heroin addict. I didn't want to ruin my life. Nobody in this room here will go to bed one night, but before they go to sleep say, I'm going to wake up and be an addict. don't work like that. It sneaks up on you. So the awareness, the testimony that we're giving you here today, I hope will not only hit your heart, but sink deep into your head. You gotta use the brain. I never did that for a long, long time. So peer pressure got me addicted. And the drug is so powerful that I ruined my life and so many of my family, cousins, aunts, uncles, mom, and obviously I destroyed my relationship with I have a good relationship with my family. Blessed by God again. But I threw away 45 years of it. Peer pressure. Sometimes you don't even realize it. You want to be a part of something. Stick with the good guys, good girls. Talk to your counselors, principal, teacher, mother, father. You get depressed, talk to your good friend. You don't have to be a part of something that's not positive. I'm telling you from experience. I'm not going to talk much more. I want to say this here to all of you. I appreciate the way you sat here today, quiet. I speak in a lot of places and I don't get that respect. Older people, addicts. I'm blessed today to be able to talk to you young guys and girls. The guidance counselor, Ms. Kitchen, worked real hard with me to put this together, the principal, a lot of people. This is very, very important. This is the best lesson you're going to have today. That's not to say don't go back in classroom and do good. But I'm thinking every one of you's passed this test because you acted like ladies and gentlemen. I believe you listened. I don't know any of you, but I love every one of you. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't. And if you're having a problem, and I'm speaking without asking Ms. Kitchen or Mr. Gorman, because I gotta believe I know what they're about. Don't be afraid to talk. It's what the guidance counselor's for, your teacher, principal, the officers. Don't let anybody pull you off. There's somebody in your life outside of here that's affecting you today that has you worried or upset or sad or makes you cry. Take it to somebody, talk to them about it. Because we can't change people if people aren't willing to take the step to change themselves. But we don't have to be drawn in. So if there's something outside of here that's affecting you, let this time, right here today, sink in. Don't carry it inside your heart and don't let it pull you away. Talk to somebody about it. And if it's somebody you love and you're afraid, be brave because the rest of your life is at hand, at stake. I'm hoping everybody in here goes off and has kids, grandkids, and don't have to suffer one day like Annie did, or Tommy, or myself. We came here to give you the message. God bless every one of you. Thank you very, very much.